moving in. Oh, wow. What a knock-o-matic finish. Knocks down to 3. Yes, sir. Mark Bing is going right at Simon Sandagon. Down the basket and 1.
4 more teams from Group B will see action today, including these two. We're here live from the Caloocan Sports Complex. And for the Pasay Voyagers, they already have a new floor general and Steve Nash Enriquez making an impression definitely for the Pasay Voyagers. And he'll go up against a player that has thrived with Pasay. Now he is with the Quezon Huskers. We have Cyrus Tabi. That should be a fun matchup at the point guard spot. A duel between the Pasay Voyagers and the Quezon Huskers dito sa preseason ng MPBL. Magandang hapon mga kaliga. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez. And Coach Mike, Caloocan's gonna play later. So this illustrates how important this game is between Pasay and Quezon.
Oh, matter of positioning kasi between these three teams. Of course, you want to gain that advantage na diretso ka na sa semifinals, no? Hindi ka na dadaan sa quarterfinals. So very important the result of this game in relation to Caloocan.
And batiin natin yung mga nanonood sa atin live on our official MPBL YouTube channel. And of course, later on, we'll hear from Miss Daphne Cristobal. Well, for the Pasay Voyagers, Coach Mike, they are 3-1. Their previous game, they went up against a young team, the MPBL D-League. And the D-League team, nakasabay sila up until midway in the third quarter. But the Voyagers, lumayo na towards the tail end of that period.
Oo, 5 lead changes, tsaka 2 beses na nag-tie. Pero once na nag-settle in yung Pasay Voyagers, you know, na-dictate na yung pace and pressure the rest of the way. 12 more shots and 11 more makes really of those field goals, 39% shooting for Pasay. They move the ball a lot and they really punish them on the defensive side, making, you know, the most out of the miscues that they incurred, and the D-League team really paid for it, and itong Pasay really took advantage of those errors.
And Nash Enriquez, impressive as usual para dito sa Pasay. And we love how he's always been poised. And here, almost scattering a triple-double for his squad against the D-League team.
If there is one thing that's clear amongst all the games that Steve Nash has actually played, it's, you know, siya ang engine ng Pasay. He leads the offense and controls a lot on the defensive side. And so these numbers, I am not very surprised, because you know that the system of Coach Marlon also fits the kind of personality, in my opinion, with Steve Nash Enriquez.
And they will be tested heavily today against a reeling Quezon Huskers squad, trying to bounce back from that tough loss they had against Caloocan just the other day, Coach Mike. Ito yung laro na umabot sa point na dikit yung laban. It was 61-60, but Caloocan with that strong flurry down the stretch, 13 straight points to cap off this game.
Oo, pero before yung 13-0 close na yun para sa Caloocan, the best stretch of Quezon really came in that 12-0 run early in the game. When you look at the field goals, you know, Quezon's cold stretches, especially from deep, really slowed down their rhythm. And yung free throws, though, just 1 out of 8. Imagine, 8 free throws lang ang tinake nitong Quezon. That 10-point difference within the makes really makes a costly part of the side of Quezon. But they did get really good assists as well. Pero yung points of turnovers, they gave up 17 points of the 16. And that +7 swing in terms of the error really told on the result in favor of Caloocan.
A lot of high-profile names for Quezon, but one guy who stood out in their last game was siguro masasabi nating isa sa mga low-key pickups nila, no? Mike Cañete from Rizal, and now finding a new home with the Quezon Huskers.
Yeah, 10-4-2 in that game. Most steady scorer. He kept attacking with confidence and giving them yung offense in every quarter. Matter of fact, one can say siya talagang pinaka-solid na pumutos para sa kanila.
Alright, it's time to start the second game between the Pasay Voyagers and the Quezon Huskers. So Miguel Perey, take it away.
Pasay Voyagers. Starting at center, number 42, Lian Martel. At forward, number 25, Munmun de la Cruz. Also at forward, number 2, Mark Parks. At guard, number 16, Jello Santiago. And the other guard, number 13, Steve Nash Enriquez. The head coach for Pasay Voyagers is Marlon Keith Martin. Assistant coaches, Vic Escudero, Hubert De Los Santos, Willie Generalao, and Brian Orog. Team consultant is Cholo Martin. Team owners, Raul Bacalso, Mickey Ligot, Lavin Castro, JD Castro, and Lian Calixto Rubiano. Here comes the starting five for Quezon Huskers. Starting at forward, number 8, Christian Pagaran. Also at forward, number 22, Jolo Manansala. Playing center, number 10, Cedric Manzano. At guard, number 20, Topeng Lagrama. And the other guard, number 11, John Abate. The head coach for the Huskers is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Richie Tixon, Ed De La Torre, Luis Solasco, Jonathan De Guzman, Nash Rosella, Bernard De Guia, and Jeric Teng. The team manager is Attorney Don Capunan. Team owners, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Congressman Mike Tan, and Mayor Ralph Lim.
Starters for Pasay, Steve Nash Enriquez, Jelo Santiago, Lian Martel, Munmun De La Cruz, and Mark Parks. For Quezon, Topeng Lagrama, John Abate, Cedric Manzano, Jolo Manansala, and Christian Pagaran. So now Jolo Manzala gets to face off against his former teammates in NU. Munmun De La Cruz, Jelo Santiago, and Steve Nash Enriquez. The tip going to the Quezon Huskers. They leave Christian Pagaran open for 3, no good. Manzano grabs the offensive rebound. Abate attacks the paint. Manzano with another board. Multiple shot opportunities to begin the game for Quezon. Abate straightaway free. And finally, Nash Enriquez clears it for Pasay.
Pasay going on a zone right there very early on that first defensive stand, daring itong Quezon to take shots from the outside.
Manansala anticipating that pass from Santiago. Jolo to Sed. Against Lian Martel. Gives it up to Topeng Lagrama.
Post up.
Manzano sizing up Munmun De La Cruz. Something Munmun has had trouble with, dealing with foul trouble, picking up his first early here.
Well, especially on against a bigger Cedric Manzano, and you know that you are going to have advantage under there, especially when they switch off. And right now, Manzano is getting covered originally by Liam Martel.
Manansala step through move, can't convert. Santiago rather, to Martel. Enriquez off that pitch. Mark Parks lines up a 3. Can get that one to fall. So the 4 NU boys are in for Pasay as their former teammate torching nets, hitting the jumper to score the first 2 points of this ball game.
Well, quickly going at it against the defense of Liam Martel. He knew that he was on drop coverage. You have to rise and take that elbow jumper. Ito, magandang matchup.
Enriquez pumihit, wala. Bola nakuha ni Munmun De La Cruz. Pasa palabas kay Lian Martel. 8 seconds left sa shot clock ng Pasay. Santiago. This offensive set going nowhere. It leads to a shot clock violation against the Voyagers.
Well, medyo matagal nag-progress yung opensa na yon para sa Pasay Voyagers. Every time there is a Quezon Husker right in front, making it even more challenging to try and execute offensively.
John Abate on the left side. Lagrama. Sed, kick out pass. Abate tries a 3 again. Short. Martel corrals the miss.
Now you like the quick thinking of Cedric. Now after ma-fumble yung 2-man action na yun, you know, by instinct, just swing it to the other side for a 3.
Enriquez sets his feet, fires. No good. 2-0 Quezon early. Deep seal by Sed Manzano. Before the shot, a foul against Lian Martel.
And Lian Martel's been palagi naka-drop coverage itong si Lian. And so nilocate lang siya ni Sed. Went on the ball, sealed off of him, and Abate was really just waiting for that entry pass off that wing.
Pagran will trigger it in from the sideline. Deflected by Santiago. Lagrama.
Pitch.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. Pinabayaan nilang tumira sa labas. Si Manalansala can't make them pay.
Sure looks like yun yung tira that they're willing to give up for the Quezon Huskers. Twice already, they have allowed those shots from the outside.
Mark Parks using that ball screen. Martel pops out. Three-pointer. Finally drained in by Lian Martel.
Well, you get a three-pointer from Liam Martel. You know that's extra bonus for you in terms of scoring. And you get a lot of him inside the paint, but he's gonna have to contend with Cedric Manzano on the defensive end of the floor.
Nag-hesitate si John Abate, losing the basketball in the process. Look at this three from Lian Martel earlier.
Yeah. Naka-help din kasi sila sa two-man action eh. Kaya once na nag-release si Liam Martel of that slip, and Topeng Lagrama tried to hedge off of it, was actually too late.
Let's not forget, the past couple of seasons, Quezon lost to Pasay.
Yes.
Nung season 6, Quezon was, I believe, undefeated heading into that game. And then ran into Pasay. And that really started the reputation of Pasay as being the giant killers. At sila lang din yung kaisa-isang kupunan na nakatalo sa Abra last season.
Yes. Yeah, everybody was, amazed at how the Voyagers were actually slaying yung mga malalaking teams na yon, and none bigger than that one by the Abra Weavers. When we talk about bigs, Cedric Manzano has been having his way inside the paint. So far, none of any of these white shirts in the Pasay Voyagers uniform has been able to contain a Cedric Manzano inside the paint.
Early challenge. 5 minutes and 49 seconds left in quarter number 1. Pasay will use their coach's challenge. We'll be right back for the result.
Upon review, the challenge was successful.
Successful challenge by the Pasay Voyagers.
I like that Coach Marlon Martin is very cool sitting on that bench. They so far have no answers to a Cedric Manzano. There's 3 white shirts against Manzano inside the paint. But thankfully for Coach Marlon, walang foul na naitawag.
Pagaran. De La Cruz all over him. No, it was off Pagaran according to our referee.
Yeah, that should be Quezon ball. Are they gonna challenge though?
Mukha. Challenge din.
Yeah.
In the span of seconds, 2 challenges, 1 from each team.
Yeah, well, you and I talked about this earlier in the game of Muntinlupa. Ito yung mga dapat di na nape-penalize ng challenge yung coaches eh, no?
Tingnan natin, successful kanina si Coach Marlon. Successful din kaya si Coach Eric.
One review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful naman si Coach Eric. So it was really off Christian Pagaran. Sa siko daw eh.
Right in front. We'll see.
Ayun.
Bilis din eh.
Hindi siya makapaniwala. So immediately sabi niya, challenge. Well, we continue here. 3-2 our score. Santiago edging was egged on by Manansala before he kicked it out to a wide open Mark Parks for that corner pocket 3.
And Quezon providing no help on the corner side. Just really letting that shot creator go in but not giving up that 3 ball.
Pagaran. Pass outside Manansala. Really tearing him to shoot that jumper. And he left it short. Turned out to be a good decision para sa Pasay.
So far, Pasay is 1 out of 3. 1 out of 4 now from the outside. And again, it really is, in my opinion, parang kina-qualify nila kung sino pwedeng tumira ng 13. That time, they're really just allowing Jolo to take those shots.
Grama troops to the bench. Past the midway point of the first quarter, Diego Dario making his entry here alongside Joshua Yero. So Joshua Yero, Sed Manzano reuniting here with Adam. They played together with Adamson, now with Quezon. Dario to Manansala in transition. This is where he thrives. Ito si Jolo Manansala.
No, downhill, open floor, and I like that Diego Dario actually skipped that ball off transition, which is one of the ways that you try and move that defense in open floor.
6-4 Pasay, up by 2. Santiago dumps it down low. Munmun de la Cruz with a dive and the finish.
A good find of that dive by Munmun, left side of the floor. Eh, palaging komportable ang isang kaliwete pagdating dyan.
Jolo goes to Sed Manzano, one-on-one against Lian Martel. They swing it to Diego Dario. Top of the key free by John Abate. Still, shots not falling from the outside para sa Quezon.
Been a struggle from the outside from Quezon. Really, for the most part, yun yung make-up nila, no? In terms of their team profile.
Munmun de la Cruz, the one-hander will rattle in.
Well, inside-out basketball here by the Pasay Voyagers, getting a paint touch and swinging it over up to the top on the elbow, waiting hands off Munmun.
Yero, Manansala, entry pass to Sed Manzano, trying to clear out space. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Airballs the jumper. What stingy defense being shown so far by Pasay.
Oh. And there, somehow the Quezon Huskers are in a way second-guessing themselves pagdating sa 3-point shot attempt. Earlier, they tried to get out of that 2-man action involving Sed Manzano. They shorted that 2-man, passed it off to the other end, and Yero tried to locate Cedric, but really just couldn't come up with anything. Still an empty possession.
Cyril Gonzalez, Brian Hilario, King Gurtiza. Pinasok na dito ni Coach Marlon Martin. What a pass! The no-look, but Gurtiza fails to finish. Sorry, miss. That would have been a highlight.
Yep. and once again, we talked about a no help on the corner that we saw earlier.
Nabitin.
Pero yun, nabitin eh, no?
Sayang.
Ganda ng pagkakapasa niya.
Diego Dario matched up against Nash Enriquez. We imagine si Diego Dario is covering Nash Enriquez just the past season in the UAP as an analyst there. Now gets to go up against him here.
Yeah. That's what they were talking about. Sila si Delph tsaka si Walid, no? Parang scouted na. Kumbaga dapat eh.
Hilario, top of the key, can't get that one through. Diego Dario.
Seal.
Cañete. Balik kay Diego Dario. Mike, short stab, no. Hilario the rebound. Enriquez surveying the floor. Now he pops in for three. Lista mo na.
And he's really gotten comfortable with down the hill, three-point shot making. I think I've seen that thrice already this early preseason, and he's just really good at it, especially if you don't cover him.
13-4 start for Pasay, leads to this timeout by Quezon.
Welcome back to the MPBL preseason invitational. First loss of the Quezon Huskers, pero walang Sid Manzano sa larong yon because he was actually having an advance celebration, no? Kanyang birthday, which is today. Ngayon nga, 23 na siya. Sabi niya sa akin, in this new chapter, he's trying to develop his maturity in terms of playing. Pero more than this, he's really excited to go up against itong Pasay Voyagers. Why? Alam naman natin may heated rivalry between NU and Adamson. Parang dadalhin daw nila dito sa preseason invitational. NU kontra Adamson, pero this time, nasa kanila. Itong si Jolo Manansala. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Daphne. Oo, no? Sila Joshua Yero, Sid Manzano, magkakasama yan eh. Played for Adamson. And most of the games between them were really close. And those were that, nung mga times na yun, Coach Mike, nagpuposisyonan sila eh kung sino yung makakapasok sa Final Four. And unfortunately for Adamson, they fell short multiple times, lalo nagharap sila. But, yun nga eh, very tumatatak sa mga collegiate fans kung paano nag-compete yung dalawang schools na yun, featuring the players from those programs.
Yes.
And wherein yung nga, karamihan sa kanila eh, nandito na sa Pasay.
Meron talagang mga, the collegiate, may mga ganun talagang mga teams na, in a way, parang kontrapelo. Madalas nakakalaban mo on the way to the advance, and I guess NU and Adamson no different.
MoneyPay is the digital wallet built for the community. 15-4. What about this start for the Pasay Voyagers?
Tsaka 2 of 15 shooting lang para dito sa Quezon. They have not made any three-point attempt out of the 7. A three-point make rather out of the 7 that they've attempted.
Earlier you saw Kimani Ladi and Kian Baclaan together.
And that's going to be something to behold later on when Caloocan plays.
Enriquez rising up for the jumper. Pinabayaan lang siya doon ni Diego Dario. Now Dario closing out hard. Enriquez makes his move. Skips it down low. Gurtiza will finally make up for that missed gimme. Scoring in a much tougher fashion and one play for King.
Feeling ko nag-uusap tong dalawang to. King, ganito ha. Bibigyan kita ng isa pa. Sa pangalawang pagkakataon, siguraduhin mo ibabasket na niya. And King did not disappoint.
Gurtiza also coming from Pangasinan. Now finding a new home here with the Pasay Voyagers. Hits the bonus free throw.
Adjustment rin para kay King Gurtiza. Same as Harvey Pagsanhan earlier. But, it's a different dimension altogether as he plays. See that three right there by Judel Fuentes. He's one guy that they really need to start getting hot from outside.
Much needed three. 30 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Cyril Gonzalez. Harap niya si Joshua Yero. 9 on their shot clock. Gonzalez. Hilario hesitated, which made him lose the basketball, but the counter steal by Hilario. Balik kay Gonzalez. Bumukol sa tres. Wala. Urtiza sa loob. Again, the reverse. Not working for him. And time expires here in quarter number 1, in which a very impressive Pasay Voyagers run really catapulted them to this big lead.
Oh, it really starts with on the defensive end. Started off with Jolo actually knocking down a elbow jumper earlier, but then they really just allowed those outside shots para sa Quezon Huskers. Meantime, the Voyagers just kept knocking him down from the outside.
And at the end of one, lamang ang Pasay, 18-7 over Quezon. Commissioner Emer Ureta, Head of Security Rudy Distrito, Head of Operations Zaldi Relubid, and Jose Delf Tupas. Chris Biton, mamaya-maya lamang tampok sila. Kalaban ang Zamboanga, Caloocan, Batang Kangkalo, trying to solidify their hold on that second spot in Group B.
Lalo na mabigat-bigat yung pagkakapanalo nila in their last game against the Quezon Huskers. And that should boost the morale of the Caloocan team.
Second quarter underway. Rodel Fuentes leaning in, but there to clean it up was Rodel Gravera.
I always believed that itong Quezon Huskers has always been about threes, attack the rim, and get to the line. But so far, the only thing that's been allowed by the Voyagers were the threes. They're not getting any paint touches, and so they're not getting to the line.
Cyril Gonzalez trying to break down the defense of Joseph Peña-Redondo, fading away. Ball clanks off the rim. Rebound controlled by Will Macaloni. He is joined by Cyrus Tabi, Rodel Fuentes, Joseph Peña-Redondo, and Rodel Gravera.
Post split.
Fuentes at the baseline. Lost his footing. Gravera pulling up over Brian Hilario. And the miss comes. Cortiza will lay it up and in.
So for right now, pace really more favoring itong Pasay Voyagers.
Hindi ko nakilala si Nico Kinyal.
Oh, sige yan. Pag unang tingin mo, akala mo si Lakap no? On your first look.
Played also for EAC. So a pair of EAC generals together on the floor. Cortiza and Nico Kinyal. It was Kinyal setting up. EAC connection na.
Oo. King Cortiza yung tumapos Talang ito naman, yung pocket pass papunta kay Will Macaloni. Na ganda ng pagkaka-rotate ni Brian.
At the line, taking 2 shots, Will Macaloni.
I think yung Quezon Huskers are also trying to build that level of chemistry that would eventually elevate them in the regular season. You know, there's a lot of talent on that team right now.
Macaloni missing the front end of his free throws.
Tsaka tingin ko si Macaloni, malaking bagay rin yung mapunta siya dito because he loves to play from top of the key.
We have a timeout by the Pasay Voyagers. Almost a minute and a half into this second period. We'll be right back after this short break. Jam Ramito, Jeff Manday. Daming J sa Caloocan, no? Si Jeramer,
Oo. Meron pang isang team na marami rin J. I forgot which team that is.
2010. Score natin. Si Pinyal ang may tangan ng bola. Gael Montaño. Pupukol sa 3. Pasay. Great. Gets the offensive rebound. And, Jason Opiso crashing on the floor. But they get the ball back itong Quezon.
Ganda rin ang sipag na pinapakita nila on that set defensively para dito sa Huskers.
Uy, challenge ulit. Pangalawa na yan. From the Pasay Voyagers. 8 and 13 left. Yan, in the span of seconds. Tama sila sa una. Tama kaya sila sa pangalawa.
Tingnan natin.
Upon review, the challenge was inconclusive. Therefore, the challenge has been nullified.
May isa pa naman ulit si Pasay. Successful nung una, pangalawa inconclusive.
But somehow, again, we were discussing this off-air. Nararamdaman mo na itong Quezon Huskers. Medyo ano pa no? Nagpo-formulate pa kung sino yung mga kombinasyon na pwede nilang gamitin at the same time on the floor. See a 3 missed by Abundo.
Revamp din kasi talaga.
Oo. Kaya hanap ka rin ng magandang kombinasyon ng mga players. And I guess chemistry is also in the works para dito sa Quezon Huskers. There's been a ton of talent that has moved to their team.
Because you lose the engine of your offense.
In LJ, yeah.
Arguably the best point guard last season in LJ Gonzalez. As Brian Hilario pulling up for the jumper.
But Jason Brickman might have something to say about that.
Oh naman, pero for the whole season.
Oh yeah.
You could make an argument that it was really LJ Gonzalez.
Because he played more games than that of Jason. Right.
22-12. Montaño. Ortiza on the left side. Hindi may pagpag yung depensa ni Peña Redondo. Turns around though and scores over him.
Rarely did you see that from last season from King Ortiza. Right now, he's very offensive minded, not just concentrated on the defensive end.
Macaloni going right at Hilario. Can't finish. Defensive rebound by Quezon. Entry pass down low. Macaloni. Hilario standing his ground but at the last second committing a foul.
Itong si Hilario, if you see him inside the paint, ang bilis din kumilos eh. No? Deceiving yung size niya but he's very quick. At the same time, na-absorb niya yung contact nito ni Will. And hindi ganun kadali cover yan si Will, especially left side, strong going left.
Kung mga pag tinignan mo siya, hindi siya laboring.
Oo.
Diba? Si Brian Hilario.
Oo.
Manny Pay is the digital wallet built for the community. Kumbaga, kaya niya dalhin yung katawan niya.
Yeah.
Can move laterally. And kaya rin hirap si Will kanina eh.
Kasi parang okay lang. Foot speed, okay lang. Bungo, ayos lang. So he is actually doing good defensively. Itong si Brian.
Cortiza pumorma sa tres.
Oh, wow.
Gets that one in.
Another three-point make for King Cortiza. The guy shooting 4 of 6 from the field.
Abundo, bounce pass to Will Macaloni.
They're gonna need help now.
Double team comes. They swing it to Peña Redondo. Well challenged by Cortiza. Macaloni the offensive rebound to a cutting Peña Redondo who can't make that shot point blank.
Ganda ng rotate defensively ng Voyagers that time. Immediately recognizing the need for help on Will Macaloni against Eric Pili and then moving off of it.
27-13. Ball stolen away by Quinyal. And colliding with Macaloni.
He's holding on to his right knee.
Yeah.
Alam niyo, yung pasa mapupunta sa taas after they didn't have any entry down on the low block and even on the corner of that ball side. And so the next pass that's available is the top. And since you have Will Macaloni right there, you know it's going to be the recipient. You really just cut in there and steal the ball.
So, mukhang okay naman na siya. After hitting the deck, clashing with Will there. And ano naman inalalayan din siya ni Will.
Yeah.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
27-13 pa rin. 14 ang lamang ng Pasay. Jacob Galicia to Eric Pili. They go through the motions. King Cortiza. Montaño setting the pick. 4 seconds left on their shot clock. Cortiza, kick out pass. Montaño straight away free. Is pure.
Every time that secondary defender, yung pangalawang dumidepensa, lumalapit sa bola, they immediately locate the next man that's available. And so far, things have been working very well for the Pasay Voyagers. They're shooting 42% from the field, 30% from 3. See this, that drive against Abundo. So that help by Opiso really immediately got a release into the next guy that's one pass away.
Lumobo na, yun lamang 17 points. 30-13.
I think more concerning is the shot making of the Quezon Huskers. They're 5 of 24. No, very rarely have you seen them shoot this low in a game. But things got taken away from them. Transition and the free throws.
And again, it's just a preseason. So, this is something that they would welcome. Na at least makita nila ngayon ano yung problema.
Totoo. Kailangan mo nang ma-shore up yun para alam mo na kagad kung ano i-address mo. And doing that against a very competitive team in the Voyagers is a good opportunity.
Nagpas kalahati na tayo dito sa ating second quarter. Enriquez nagbabalik for Pasay.
Yeah.
Montaño, muntik nang mawala sa kanya yung bola. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Santiago pulls up for 3, short. Rudel Fuentes with the ball, guarded by Eric Pili. Fuentes stirs the corner, gets to a spot. Pretty much automatic from that distance.
Immediately, nung nabasa niya yung switch na yun, and he just went around that defense and then found the spot where he can release it comfortably. Another one incoming.
Pagaran to rouse the miss. Fuentes. Show by Martel. Pumukol si Fuentes sa labas for free. Gets the friendly bounce.
So that's the same thing. A hard show up top. Judel works off it and then finds that sweet spot where he takes his shot.
Mabasad. 12 ang lamang. Martel, walang entry pass available. Pinasaan muna si Enriquez. Frees have not fallen the past couple of sequences for Pasay.
Only I feel because the Huskers have done better defensively. Will they go on another hard show again? We'll see. There.
Fuentes, ball tapped from behind.
Fuentes was actually waiting for somebody to fill that corner. Either that or was waiting for Cedric to get to that low block.
Munmun de la Cruz comes in. Will guard his former teammate Jolo Manansala again.
Parang nag-scrimmage lang, no? There
On a
you go.
find inside Manzano, the quick pass to Manansala for the deuce.
Always that high-low is one of the huge threats. If you've got a big up top and a little cut underneath, high-low action is pretty good, well executed by the Huskers.
Approaching the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Skip pass going nowhere. The intended recipient was Eric Pini.
Well, Jello had the right thing in mind to have Eric Pili fan away. Ito yung hard show. This time, they shorted that, went on that high-low with Jolo getting a basket off a feed from Cedric. Switch.
Fuentes one-on-one against Munmun de la Cruz on target from downtown.
Well, the Huskers have attacked that switching defense and that hard show so much better here in the second quarter.
Babala lang sa 7 ang Kalamangan from a high of 17 points. De la Cruz skips it to Enriquez, who launches, still missing from beyond the arc. Manansala brings the ball down for Quezon. Fuentes
Gotta clear that.
wants this matchup against Santiago.
Ooh,
Fuentes losing his defender. Napigan ng bola. Napunta pa rin sa Quezon. Pagaran lines it up. Wala pa din. Fuentes ending up with the basketball. Another opportunity for Quezon. Sizing up Munmun. Judel. Baseline. Jose, the second remaining. Forcing it up off the glass. Almost, but not quite.
oh, good show right there by Lian Martel, delaying what could have been a shot possibly for Judel Fuentes. But so far, the Voyagers have come up empty on their possessions.
Martel, balik kay Enriquez. Nakawala kay Lagrama. Pull up. No go. Lagrama comes away with it.
Running wide.
Fuentes catch and shoot free. Short. Another offensive rebound by Quezon. And down low, Manansala will earn himself 2 shots at the line.
Yeah. And now if you're the Huskers, you're liking this flow of your game. This is really more like your game. You move that ball a lot. You see men moving around. And the threes have been open, all because they now were able to get a good decision of the switches and of the hard shows defensively of the Voyagers.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Jolo Manansala. Siya yung nahiwalay dun sa quartet ng NU sa
Yes.
Pasay. Coach Ed Gonzalez in his 4th season as the head coach of the Quezon Huskers. Back-to-back national finals appearances. Back-to-back South Division champions. But with a totally different look heading into their 4th season.
Tsaka nag-load up talaga sila sa mga positions nila, no? On the wings, got defenders. We got that big in Will McAloney and Cedric.
But I think they would like how they're playing it out here in the second quarter. Pagaran
Oh, man.
takes flight and scores!
Last time we saw him take flight was in Abra with that sensational finish, but this time around, Hierro finds him on a flight.
Sinausaw lang ni Christian Pagaran. Timeout Pasay. Lead has been chipped down to 4. What a blistering run by the Quezon Huskers here to close out the second quarter. They went on a 13-0 run. And itong Pasay has been held scoreless for almost the last 5 minutes. Enriquez trying to change that. De La Cruz, masikip. Martel, pinasa sa labas. Eric Pili galing sa tres. Ayaw pumasok.
So far, they've never really gotten inside the paint itong Voyagers. After getting a ton of it in the first quarter, that defense not allowing anything inside the paint in the second quarter.
2-second differential between shot and game clock. Both teams not yet over the limit. Pagaran, fakes. Bounce pass down low. Manansala can't finish, but Manzano there tried to clean it up. And that will end the first half.
At the end of the first half, our score is 30 for
Pasay was held scoreless in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds of this quarter. And then you have Judel Fuentes coming alive for Quezon here. 11 points on 50% shooting from the field.
Well, most of it really coming in the second quarter when he started going around that hard show. That time, that little drop coverage by Monmon, nothing he can do about it. Judel was waxing hot.
Halftime score po natin, 30-26. Pasay leading over Quezon.
To 26 is our halftime score at kasama po natin ngayon si Assistant Coach Jeric Teng from the Quezon Huskers. Magandang gabi, Coach Jeric. Nagkaroon po ng 13-0 run ang Quezon Huskers sa ating second quarter. How can they maintain really starting strong pagdating natin ng second half?
We really have to come out with a great energy kasi I think we started the game flat. Mababa energy namin. They had a lot of offensive rebounds. And we just have to keep attention sa mga details na binibigay ng coaches.
Sana po mas makita pa po natin yan in the second half. Coach, anyone na gusto niyo pong pasalamatan?
Of course, binabati po namin lahat ng mga Quezonians sa sumusuporta sa amin every game. It's our upcoming 4th season. Matagal na tayo nandito sa MPBL and we will always try to get that inaasam-asam nating national championship. Pero malayo pa po to. It's still the preseason, so tingnan po natin. Siyempre, binabati rin po namin ang owners po namin, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Boss R.D. Ronel Tan, Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, Bokal Doc Kim Tan, si Dr. Kate, Kobe Malik, Calix, si Mayor Ralph Lim, our team manager, Attorney Don Kapunan. Attorney Don, napagaling ka po. The team is praying for your quick recovery. And yun lang po, lahat po mga Quezonians, mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumanga Quezon. And syempre, babatiin ko na rin ng belated happy birthday. Nag-celebrate ng birthday dad ko yesterday. Happy birthday, Dad.
Thank you so much, Coach Jeric, and good luck po sa Quezon Huskers heading towards our second half. Huwag po kayong aalis dahil magbabalik pa ang MPBL Preseason Invitational.
Pasay has the edge over Quezon at the half, 30-26. And Coach Mike, the Pasay Voyagers, just that strong start they had. They had their biggest lead at 17 points, 30-13. But Quezon, like the champion team that they are, they were able to fight back and hold itong Pasay scoreless in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds of the second quarter, and in return unleashing that 13-0 run.
Oh, and they really regrouped, especially mid of the second quarter when they, I'd like to think, finally figured out yung depensa ng Voyagers. Those hard shows, those hedges really just allowed baskets like this by Jolo off a pass coming from Sed, and even the three-point shot making of Jidel Fuentes. So once they figured that out, the paint action included, medyo nagbago yung rhythm para dito sa Quezon. But Pasay still up right now with the lead there. They are still up 4.
Bing Ortiza, lone guy in double figures for Pasay with 10 points, hitting a couple of threes. They're actually hitting a free and also getting down the lane, while for Quezon, si Jidel Fuentes lang din yung nasa double figures in terms of scoring with 11. Majority of those coming in that pivotal second quarter. Jolo Manansala also with 7 markers para dito sa Quezon. And this should be a very intriguing chess match heading into the last 2 quarters, Coach Mike. Si LJ Gonzalez. Nonood, no? Dito sa Quezon.
Well, indeed, intriguing yung magiging second half natin because you'd like to think na figure out na ng parehong coaches the changes that they should make here in the second. We've seen the improvements in the execution and the defense of the Huskers, but still the Voyagers really holding fort right now. They are still leading at the half.
John Abate doesn't start the third for Quezon. Instead, it's Judel Fuentes alongside Christian Pagaran, Sed Manzano, Popeng Lagrama, and Jolo Manansala. Same starting unit that began this game ang nasa third quarter ngayon para sa Pasay. Fuentes, the leaner over Santiago, but Sed Manzano doing work on the glass, scoring on his first field goal.
Oh, that shouldn't be a foul. I thought Jidel was running ahead and Jello got tripped. He really just fell down nung tumama yung paa niya dun sa paa ni Jidel. I don't think Jidel even saw him.
Nagkaagirian silang dalawa eh.
Oo.
Now,
Walang patid, no?
Jello was saying that he got merong extension at the very least forearm ni Jodel. Pero upon that review, wala naman. Pero yung motion siya na parang suntok ba? Or simpleng suntok.
Oo, para may bigay, no?
Oo. Dalawa na lang ang lamang ng Pasay, 30-28. Santiago sa bandang itaas. Martel, hand off to Mark Parks. Munmud de la Cruz to Enriquez. Got shot off by Manansala. Jello Santiago down the lane. Laying it up and in with his right hand. Quickly on the other end, Manansala counted plus a foul.
Well, that's what really he's been known for, you know. And we saw that earlier, I think twice in the first half, and now again, after this made basket by Jello. The other end, it was Jolo on that finish with the left hand.
Such a strong finisher si Jolo Manansala. Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Tagal nilang magkakasama.
Oo.
Silang 5. Jolo Manansala, Nash Enriquez, Munmud de la Cruz, Jello Santiago, Mark Parks. Especially si Enriquez, si Manansala, saka sila Munmud.
Oh, Oh, magkakasama, no?
with NU.
Yeah. Pero you like how Jolo actually moves in the open floor. So si Coach Vic and Coach Marlon Martin right there.
May pagkaataon lang makalamang ang Quezon. Their last taste of the lead was back at the beginning of the game where they were ahead 2-0.
Really good defense here.
Show again by Martel. Lagrama for the lead. Gets that one in from downtown.
And what Quezon is actually doing is once na dumating na yung double of that two-man game, they pass it ahead and then they try to recreate that short roller. If not, then Topeng can actually take it.
Santiago can't answer. Foul against Lian Martel.
Oh, foul kay Lian yun dahil inside track in terms of boxing out na claim na ni Sed. So he's got that advantage inside. That foul gets called on Lian Martel.
Rama will set the table for Quezon. This is deep for Manzano.
Yeah.
Too deep.
Keeping everything very simple, no? Little cross screen to set up your big man and then a pin down to set up your scorer or your shooter on the outside.
This is now a 24-2 run by the Quezon Huskers.
And just they really are just doing not just on scoring but even on the defensive end.
Sorry, 23-2 run. And now they come away with a steal. Fuentes. Numbers.
Oh,
Banansala will soar and score.
Who you gonna pick? You got Pagaran running ahead. You got Jolo incoming. Pagaran releases that side of the floor, goes to that corner, leaving that entire right side for that flight again by Jolo Manansala.
A 23-point turnaround by the Quezon Huskers. Pasay needs this timeout. Nice crowd we have at the Caloocan Sports Complex. Commissioner Emmer Ureta, Rudy Distrito, and Galdi Rilibid, Zedel Tupas, some of our very distinguished guests. Meanwhile, let's check in with Daphne Cristobal.
Combination and chemistry is something that the Huskers are currently working on. Coach Eric said, and I quote, "We're still testing the waters on what will work." Last game may be defeat, but Coach Eric sees this as a game well played by Quezon. Caloocan deserved that victory. Shots just weren't falling on their end. Said's absence was a big factor, but he emphasizes how he drowns pressure and just swims with the flow of the waves. Ken and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Daphne, and that's exactly what they did. In this tough stretch that they had, down 17 earlier, up until that point before that frame by Santiago, they were held to just 2 points in the last 8 minutes.
And sa perspective ng Voyagers, think maganda yun para sa kanila after a timeout, you know, get a little set up right there, hand off for that wing three by Jello.
And I think Coach Eric recognizes na this is a totally different unit he has. Ang daming kailangang ayusin in terms of the chemistry, how they acclimate well to the system. But at the same time, if they figure things out, a lot of upside as well that can be tapped with this lineup that they have heading into the 8th season.
And I think they've gotten more athletic, especially with, again, Jolo combining with Pagaran, and they also got stronger on the big side. You have Cedric and Will. Of course, more inside presence with Mike Cañete as well. To complement yung mga usual bigs nila, like sila Opiso. Of course, you have to understand, nawala na si Simon.
Oh, what a play. What a sideline out-of-bounds play from Quezon that time, setting up that open shot down low by Jolo Manansala.
And that's also one of the things I'm sure that Coach Eric is trying to formulate on kung paano niya gagamitin itong kombinasyon ni Jolo at saka ni Christian. And so far, it's been working.
Bola muntik nang mawala. Curtiza, the Pinoy step, and route to the basket.
That was a tough shot right through traffic. You got to that Pinoy step. Daming defender sa loob, was still able to finish.
Sa poste, ay panggaan si Manzano. Quick double by Enriquez wants the challenge.
I think they should challenge this. Yeah.
Pangatlo na yan, kung sakali. Against Nash Enriquez. Tama ba?
Pasay Voyagers is joining the last battle.
Yeah.
No.
Hindi.
No, it's his first.
Okay, we'll find out more after this challenge by Coach Marlon Martin. He was successful in the first one. Second one, inconclusive. Ito na. Eh, baka malaman natin kung tama siya o hindi sa aming pagbabalik.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul on possession stays.
Paksa, Coach Mike, successful. Challenge ni Coach Marlon.
Kasi parating pa lang si Steve Nash dito. There really was more contact on Hilario than it is on Steve Nash Enriquez.
Sakali pala kay Brian Hilario dapat.
Yes.
Yung foul, hindi kay Nash. So, ball stay with Quezon.
13 to shoot.
Almost at the halfway point of the third. Abate returns, has yet to score. Turns the ball over almost, but the recovery by Cañete. Shot clock winding down on Quezon. Manansala forcing his way in. Tapi ka ng bola, ending up with King Gortiza. Sa ilalim, nahuling humatak si Yero, battling for position down low with Brian Hilario.
Brian trying to fight for space underneath inside the paint, trying to get an early seal. Yero called for that foul.
Baseline inbound. Urtiza. Gonzalez. Puntahan si Hilario. Again, the matchup with Will Macaloni backing him down. Hilario turning around, blocked. 4 seconds left. sa shot clock ng Voyagers.
Yeah, didn't have enough elevate against this depensa ni Will Macaloni. You get a left-handed player defending against a guy that's shooting with the right hand. Chances are you're gonna get blocked.
Gonzalez, too strong. Ortiza giving them another possession. Enriquez, hindi kumat si Munmun de la Cruz. They throw the ball away. Dario sets his feet, fires, and knocks down the three.
No problem, had enough space. Defense was coming in late. He had that entire side of the floor for him to take that three.
Enriquez going right at Diego Dario. Thought he should be taking 2 shots at the line.
See that shot right there, almost nobody right in front of Diego Dario.
Remember, this is a guy that spearheaded that comeback of Quezon down 18
Against
Nueva Ecija
yeah.
in Palayan City. Hitting, I think, 7 or 8 threes, including that go-ahead jumper to give them their first and only taste of the lead in that game. Bit of a similar situation here. Down by 17 earlier. You were saying, Coach Mike?
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a big shot by Diego Dario. And Will Macaloni. Again, they get that 2-man action. You get switched or you got heavy pressure. You pass it ahead. And Will was the recipient. He took that shot.
Enriquez. Hilario, nice shot fake behind the back pass, intercepted by John Abate. 3-on-2 fast break. Abate, kick out pass. Dario for 3, book it.
Near the same spot where he hit that 3 from Nueva Ecija.
Halos.
No?
Medyo nasa wing yun eh.
Medyo angat pa ng konti.
Oo. And quite ironic that he hit that one over Will Macaloni and now they're teammates. Both teams hitting 6 triples. Pero kanina, sama ng shooting ng Quezon.
Yeah.
And they picked it up here. Dario turns the corner, free throw line jumper. It will pop out. Ortiza grabs the rebound. Pasay having trouble scoring the basketball. Gonzalez.
That's a foul.
Binangga.
Well, they've been using King Ortiza to be, initiating the offense. That time he tried to pull a couple of Quezon Huskers, Abate and Will Macaloni on the left side of the floor, only to kick it out back on the top, to which Cyril really attacked it, middle of the lane.
MoneyPay is the digital wallet built for the community. Sa pagkakaalam ko, si Cyril Gonzalez played first for UP before going to Mapua, ending up his collegiate career with the Mapua Cardinals.
Yeah, I still got to cover him in one of the preseason games where he played for UP.
Skip pass, Cyrus Tabi, naiwanang libre sa 3. Yes, sir!
And that's one extra threat from 3 that you're getting with Cyrus Tabi. A lot of the guys from last season really were questioning why was he taking so many threes for the Pasay Voyagers, especially in the mid part of the season. You see a 3 right there by Hilario, but you have to understand, back when he was playing, I think with the RTU, he already had that 3 made for Cyrus Tabi.
Swak na swak yung 3 ni Brian Hilario.
Yeah.
Yero. Supposedly a 2-man game between him and Macaloni.
Yeah. Medyo mahirap na salo yun para kay Will Macaloni. Una-una ang baba. Tapos it was way behind him. He's better off targeting the right hand of Will Macaloni downhill and allow him to adjust from there.
80 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Gonzalez. Hilario catches. Tightly guarded by Macaloni. Hilario nakawala. Barreling through Pagaran but can't finish. Kinyal gives him another possession. Gonzalez wants that pick from Galicia. Cyril, naiwan ng libre. Can't make them pay. Ball tapped. Out of bounds by Pasay. Bola babalik sa Quezon.
And quickly, you see Will Macaloni drop coverage versus Cyril, really tempting him and telling him to take the shot from that spot. And there was really not so much he can do to attack downhill against Will Macaloni because he also has help with Mike Cañete at the back.
Mas mabilis na lineup ha. Nasa loob ngayon for Pasay. They've gone small here with Galicia playing the 5. Tabi.
Looks good.
And it is good from downtown.
That's the beauty of having a Will Macaloni. You can run that split action down in the corners and make a good decision out of it. He's done that a lot of times for Nueva Ecija and even through the years that he's played.
Oh, what a move. Gonzalez leaving Dom Vera in the dust for those 2 points. Time winding down in the third. Cyrus Tabi with 4. The pass outside. Vera to beat the buzzer. No good. And a silver lining for Pasay as they head into the 4th down by just single digits after Quezon poured it on here in the 3rd quarter. And a huge reason why has been the emergence of Jolo Manansala.
Yeah, Jolo Manansala showing us a lot of mobility on the floor. Yung athletic ability rin niya. He's given spots on the floor where he cuts very hard. Even in open transition, nobody has stopped him yet if it's open floor basketball.
54-45, Quezon leads against Pasay heading into the 4th. Nagbabalik po ang MPBL preseason dito po sa Caloocan Sports Complex. It's a battle between Pasay and Quezon. Mamaya, Caloocan naman, kalaban ang Zamboanga. Group B action here. We saw earlier, Muntinlupa win over Marikina, keeping their hopes alive, but win by Quezon will eliminate them from contention moving on to the next round.
Yeah. So far, ang hirap pumasok sa loob ng paint para dito sa Voyagers. The minute that ball gets inside, you see players really compacting and collapsing, rotating, trying to make it difficult for any layup shot. So far, the lone guy who's been successful in his last 2 attempts to get inside the paint has been this guy on the line, Cyril.
The gradual increase in production for Quezon. Ultimately coming up with 28 points in the 3rd, something that I'm sure Coach Marlon Martin is trying to figure out here in the 4th. Gonzalez coming up with a split at the line. Cyrus Tabi, Will Macaloni, Christian Pagaran, Mike Cañete, and Dom Vera ang nasa loob for Quezon. Tabi skips it to Pagaran. Macaloni at the free throw line, guarded by Galicia. Pumihit, running into traffic, gets called with a 3-second violation.
Sumogol ang sikip na sa loob. Well, you had Mike Cañete also on the low block. Didn't even get to the dunker spot to create more space. So Will had to go to the right side, pero ayun na nga, masyado masikip. Oh, steal.
Bobby almost coming away with a steal. Pasay has to be careful. Just 18 seconds left on the shot clock.
18 seconds on the shot clock.
So yung gandang tip ni Cyrus Tabi. Fortunately, it went out. Last touch on it.
Good pass, pitch ahead to Piñal. Joined by King Gortiza, Cyril Gonzalez, Gael Montaño, and Jacob Galicia. Gonzalez makes his move, puts it in, plus a foul.
So far, one thing's clear, no? Yung lahat na naging atake ni Cyril, based on how we saw it, there really was not so much Dom Vera could do about it. And the minute that Dom came in the game, they've been trying to test his defense, especially with Cyril on him. Really more of, they're really hunting for that advantage in the match.
Extreme ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. By the way, we failed to mention this at the top of the coverage. Pasay today playing without Christian Favorito.
Oh yeah, which is one guy that they definitely, dami ring scheme na iniikot nila around Christian, no?
Yeah, could do so many things as their premier big man itong Pasay. But somehow they manage to trim the gap to just 5 points. Double team comes, almost a steal. Manzano having trouble. Able to release it to Cyrus Tabi, who resets their offense. 8 seconds on their shot clock. Fuentes using that Cañete pick. Pagaran rising up for the jumper. Montaño may have gotten a piece of that one. Wala nang challenge.
Yeah, ubos na.
Pwede pa ba? Hindi na, no?
Wala na, nakadalawa na sila eh.
Yeah nga eh.
First one is successful, the second was inconclusive. They got that second successful hit yung sa foul ni Steve Nash.
That's tough. That's a tough call. 2 seconds on the shot clock. A hurried shot by Judel Fuentes. And then the foul whistled against Cyril Gonzalez.
Really just trying to make something out of almost nothing in that situation.
Obviously thinking that it was clean. But all ball. Nakita natin yan maya-maya. Kasi ito eh, minadali na nila to. Not sure in that angle. Hirap.
Not sure if you got the hand, ano?
The arm.
Yeah, the arm. But that looked ball.
Kaya nga eh. So, anong mangyayari dito? May foul ba? I-reverse pa nila? Pwede ba yun?
Nag-uusap pa.
54-49. Kasi 2 seconds na lang eh nung in-inbound ni Fuentes. Clearly they had that quick play of that pitch to Magaloni, then the handoff quickly back to Judel.
Definitely enough time for the catch and shoot. And they stay with that call and still it's going to be a foul.
Pero hindi na rin naman nag-complain pa si Coach Marlon. When was the last time I saw Coach Marlon complain about the call? I can't even recall.
Parang chill na ano eh.
Yeah,
No? Chill na
he's
coach.
one of the coolest coaches you have.
You guys covered him in the playoffs nung San Juan, di ba?
Oo.
Was he?
Hindi ko From my memory bank, hindi ko maano eh. Yung glaring ba na talagang demonstrative siya in
Right.
not agreeing with the call. LJ Gonzalez. May balita ulit tayo kay Daphne.
You know what, Ken and Coach Mike, sepangs nga o separation anxiety ang naramdaman ni LJ Gonzalez dahil ibang klaseng band at samahan ang nabuo bilang isang Quezon Husker. No? Di nga daw mawawala yung journey at sobrang sarap balikan, kaya naman nanonood siya dahil itinuturing niyang pamilya na itong kanyang Quezon Huskers team. Higit 2 taon din siya halos nandito sa team na to, and he knows that this is a place where he can definitely go back anytime and anywhere, and that is dito sa side ng Quezon Huskers. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Daphne. Kung ikaw pa naman kung sino-sino mga nakatapat mo. Abra last season, Pampanga the year prior, getting all the way to the final dance couple of times, and you were the head of the snake, and yet, di ba? Ang daming, I'm sure, with LJ, a lot of things he picked up from Coach Eric Gonzalez as well as the veterans that were part of that team. Diego Dario, like this guy, Jodel Fuentes, who was... Their games really complemented each other well, si Jodel Fuentes at si LJ Gonzalez.
At saka mabigat yung mga... what a block by Pagaran.
Get that out of here, says Christian Pagaran.
You really just get an added boost with the athletic ability of Christian Pagaran. Oh, man. And I was gonna say about LJ na doon sa South Finals, mabigat rin yung mga nakalaban niya, Batangas and Binyan. And those were 2 tough series before they got to the national finals. Fell short twice, pero he really led the Quezon Huskers into it.
Manzano, baseline, reverse will go in. Balik sa 11 ang lamang ng Quezon. Enriquez has been quiet here in the second half. Actually, only 3 points for Nash Enriquez. 1 of 10 shooting from the field.
Tsaka dami niyang drive na na-check na This pass right here inside to Sed. Had to go reverse on the other side to get that finish.
Bautista will trigger it in. Martel up top, playing heavy minutes with the absence of Christian Farito. Rising up for the jumper. And it's as if Santiago knew that as soon as he released it, that it was going to result into a miss. Got back to his own shot. And fouled on that putback attempt by Jodel Fuentes.
Well, you're always told, even at a very young age, the shooter knows where that ball would fall. And yun lang ang ginawa nito ni Jello Santiago. And even back then when he was playing for CEU, you could really sense that level of confidence when he takes shots from the outside and, to track down rebounds after a missed shot.
Sabay nga lang, unang free throw. MoneyPay is the digital wallet built for the community. Ooh, 2 bad misses. Tinatry ba niya i-boarding?
Oo nga, parang galis. Doon sa pangalawa.
Sa una din
I don't think sa una. Sa pangalawa, medyo mas mas kita ko pa. Grenade.
Nagrama, bounce pass, Manzano, kick out again
Yeah.
to his Adamson teammate, and now joining forces with Quezon, Joshua Yero.
And the gravity of Sed Manzano inside the paint, you see 3 players collapsing on him, and just an easy find to locate a shooter on the weak side of the floor in Joshua Yero.
Di lang nag-abot si Sed sa kasi Vince magbuhos dito
Yes.
Natin magkakampi sa Adamson Falcons.
Yeah, I clearly remember that. I also got to cover them
Sa preseason naman.
pre-season then, right?
Ng UAP, no?
And I think that was in the Philoil when I got to cover them.
63-49.
Grabe rin yung yung magnet ni Sed pag nasa loob na no? Talagang mapapalapit ka because inside, if he's up that close, he definitely can muscle his way inside to find a way to score. Kaya ang lalaki rin ang stride nito sa loob. Ang hirap pigilan.
Oo. Lian Martel Sablay yung kanyang unang free throw. Quezon is in penalty. 6:13 left. In the span of 21 minutes, Pasay only managing to score 20 points. Ano na yan eh, lagpas dalawang quarter na yan. Time frame na yun eh.
And you know what's even impressive here in the fourth quarter? Quezon Huskers are shooting 3 of 5. They've only missed twice. 2 of them from 3.
Manzano short.
Another one.
Wanted back. Manansala sa ilalim.
Grabe.
What a luxury to have those two guys come into the fold for Quezon.
Yeah, what a luxury also to have on the same time on the floor if they do that. You know, Pagaran to play alongside Jolo Mendoza. Manansala, because you almost can't tell who is who with the way that they play. They play with a lot of athletic ability. They are high leapers. They're very active, good on their feet, good with their hands.
Manansala, pasok ang kanyang unang free throw. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Si Jolo, I don't think he's so much of a shot creator with the defense up in the half court. Really more an open floor. Doon talaga siya, he thrives on it. Nash.
Nakabutas sa wakas. Si Nash Enriquez. Just 2 of 11. But that 3 will help them at least trim the gap here.
Finally, after 3 attempts, they knock something down from 3. And Steve Nash Enriquez off a good pass by Cyril Gonzalez.
11-point lead for Quezon. But they will sue for time.
Still tuning in to the MPBL Preseason Invitational. We are seeing one of the best games so far dito kay Jolo Manansala rather. This Kapampangan in his first training with Quezon actually had a mix of emotions dahil nga puro taga-Adamson na yung mga nakakasama niya. Para nga daw siyang natatawa na natutuwa. But this quick transition, sabi niya sa akin, so far hindi niya pa masyadong na-absorb. But heading towards this game, there's no any single jitter for Jolo to go up against his former teammates dahil basically ay dormmates pa rin naman daw sila. Balik sa inyo.
Oo nga naman. Pag-graduate pa lang itong mga to magkakasama pa rin. But now, at least in this game, magkakalaban muna sila dito. But Jolo Manansala, hailing from Pampanga, had Coach Jeff Napa as his coach in NU. But he's entering into a totally different system under Coach Eric Gonzalez together with Coach Nash Racela.
Well, just opportunities to learn from other coaches as well.
Oh,
An opportunity for growth din para dito kay Jolo. Oh, wow!
Enriquez, much like he did in that first game they had, finding his mark here in the fourth quarter. Fuentes gives it up to Lagrama. Manansala at the baseline, 4 on the shot clock. Manansala makes his move, pivots his way inside, off the glass, and in.
How about that? Foot control by Jolo Manansala. A quick break before doing reverse pivot the other side.
17 points para kay Jolo Manansala. Kinyal can't answer. Manansala grabs his 7th rebound.
These are really good minutes from Jolo here in this game.
Kinyal battling for position down low. Picks up a foul.
This quick stop right there and reverse pivot the other end. Jolo really knows how to use his feet inside the paint.
Baseline inbound, Sed Manzano. Fuentes popping out of that pass. Special delivery from Cyrus Tapi.
Too easy. It's tough to cover a shooter that's constantly on the move, especially if he gets ahead of you. Wow.
Enriquez has 8 of his 11 points here in the fourth quarter. 68-58. Tabi. Jolo inside of that pass from Sed Manzano. And Quezon just keeping Pasay at bay. How about this performance though by Jolo Manansala?
Well, if there is one thing that you love about this, it's Jolo meshing well with his teammates right now in the Quezon Huskers. Kanina on that report, it's really parang nag-a-adjust pa, but he's adjusting well in this game.
Up next, Dom Escobar and the rest of the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu will defend their turf going up against the Zamboanga Sikat. Kimani Ladi still in street clothes.
Yep.
Very interesting when he will make his debut here for Caloocan. Tangkad din talaga.
Oh, that's saka yung ano dyan is yung juggling act of all the talent that you have in Caloocan for Coach Mike Sagigit.
Bola na agaw. That was off a timeout by Pasay. And Quezon showing their experience here against a very young Pasay squad. Fuentes at the line has a total of 17 points. Meron ba tayong warning?
Warning on number 13, Steve Rodriguez for
Enriquez,
sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Got warned for unsportsmanlike behavior.
He's been asking na meron dapat blocking foul on that drive by Jello Santiago.
Mintes yung pangalawa ni Judel at may tulak against Mike Cañete. They are in penalty.
Pero alam mo, Ken, we've been discussing about how yung chemistry wino-work on pa nitong Quezon Huskers. I think you could also say the same for the Pasay Voyagers. I mean, dami rin mga bago dito. And they're really just trying to understand and mesh well with the team dynamics.
So Mark Parks shooting 2 shots. Four points, 2 assists for Mark Parks. Pasay still in it though. 3:34 left. 2 for 2 at the line for Mark Parks. Papaltan siya muna nga lang dito ni King Gortiza. So mas maliit yung lineup na nasa loob ngayon. Si Munmun de la Cruz is playing the 5. So Quezon ganun din eh. Cañete and Manansala. Mike Cañete can't convert down low. Ginyal grabs the loose ball, gives it up to Enriquez. 10-point lead for the Huskers. Nash balling up for free, short. Fuentes secures the rebound for Quezon.
Yeah, mas mahirap na tira yung para kay Steve Nash Enriquez.
Enriquez battling with Hierro down low. It's an offensive foul on Joshua Hierro.
Steve, coach, Eric right there, want to talk one of the officials. But Steve Nash Enriquez has been selling these fouls really good for the Voyagers.
Saka ano sila eh, nakikipagpwestuhan sila dun sa ilalim eh.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, si Guerrero, tingin niya, may size advantage siya over Enriquez.
Oh, tsaka ang dami na nilang pinunto sa loob ng paint eh. Ayun, may tama talaga on the face of Enriquez with that left hand of Joshua Guerrero.
Sinamahan din naman ni Nash.
Ng konting ano.
Oo.
Naging salesman eh.
Kasi as soon as tinamaan siya, nag-flail din yung kanyang ulo eh.
Yeah.
2 and 57 seconds left. What a turnaround by Quezon though. They were behind by 17 points earlier.
Offensive foul on number 41, Joshua Guerrero.
Joshua Guerrero will pick up.
Defensive
foul.
Joshua Guerrero.
Will be replaced by Christian Pagaran. Pagaran getting a lot of minutes here for Quezon.
Pero iba rin talaga yung kombinasyon nito. Pagaran tsaka Manansala.
Gonzalez kick out pass Santiago. This could be big. This can hit it. Cañete called for a foul, battling with Munmun de la Cruz. At si Munmun naman ang masusubukan sa free throw line. Player din dati ito ni Coach Mike sa Olivares.
Oh yeah. That's where he really started
Oo.
for the Olivares team of Coach Mike Sagigit.
Then nag-transfer sa NU.
I think after a year ba?
I think.
Yeah, after a year of playing for Coach Mike.
Single digits na lang ang lamang. De La Cruz, malakas yung pangalawa. Got back his own miss. Running into traffic. It's another foul on Quezon.
Holding foul on number 8, Christian Pagaran, penalty.
Pagaran could not believe the call. So sino bang na-foul? Si Munmun din. Just got a split earlier. These are missed opportunities for Pasay.
Yeah. On the line, they are 8 of 14. Oh, wow.
Malakas. So just going 1 out of 4 on that trip. Two and 30 left. Tabi leaning in. Foul called on the Voyagers.
On number 25, Munmun de la Cruz is second.
Munmun de la Cruz is the one picking up that foul.
32, Cyrus Tabi.
I also can't wait to see in transition a run with Cyrus Tabi, Jolo, and Christian Pagaran. Those two athletic guys running the wings and Cyrus with the ball on the middle. That's going to be a sight to see. At one point in next season, we will see that. And we'll never know how that kind of fast break would finish.
Coach Gonzalez gets warned after having a heated discussion with one of our game officials.
Yeah, kanina pa niya gustong tawagin yung isa sa mga officials natin eh. He's got some contentions on the call.
Enriquez, no.
Wow.
Sa loob, the persistence pays off for Munmun de la Cruz.
Right timing to get to that spot. Fortunate for Munmun. That shot got blocked. That tip goes to his hands. And just quick follow-up underneath.
Munmun de la Cruz went 1 out of 4 earlier at the line. Ayun ang problema. The free throws.
Well, he got hit on the head.
That's always been his problem, shooting free throws.
Munmun.
Oo, he
Yeah.
gets fouled a lot.
Right. And now I see Coach Eric is, trying to communicate with the officials because one might have to agree he did get hit on the face. Itong si Christian Pagaran as he was going for the rebound.
And Coach Eric visibly upset with what he believes has been the lack of calls against their side.
I think he's been at it for about 3-4 plays back.
Kasi nga, ang tingin niya, kanina pa tinatamaan, walang tawag.
Yes. And very rarely on a preseason game would you see Coach Eric like this. He normally is just very calm, sitting there on his seat with his mask on. And now that mask gonna go because he wants to send off a message and asking about these calls.
72-63. It's just it's the preseason, but you could really see how teams. Yun tinamaan si Pagaran ni Munmun, tas walang pito.
Yeah. Immediately pagkakuha niya nung bola, tinamaan na siya.
It was clear on that replay that Pagaran got hit.
Yeah. I think that's what the ask is.
Enriquez has a chance to at least cut this lead down. Nash Enriquez, 12 points. (72-64). Coach Ed Gonzalez will use one of his remaining timeouts. An 8-point lead for Quezon. We'll be right back after the short break. Very heated Quezon bench after what they believe was the lack of calls on their side. Yun nga, tinamaan si Pagaran earlier na walang pito. And Coach Ed Gonzalez got teed up, resulting to that free throw by Nash Enriquez. They get the ball back. Quezon up by 8, 2 and 7 left in the fourth.
Well, Voyagers still very much in this. Got to get the ball in bounds now.
Fuentes against Nash Enriquez. Down to our final 2 minutes. Enriquez able to deflect it, but Fuentes still with a rock with 10 on their shot clock. Switch. And a steal by Gortiza. He has a running start. The pass to Quiñal, catch and shoot three, short. Tabi with a rebound. That's his value. A very solid rebounding guard for Quezon.
Well, actually, to get the ball cross half court and still be very stable.
Manzano facing a double team.
Nice pass.
They left Judel Fuentes open. Can't hit the free. Ball tapped by Steve Nash Enriquez out of bounds. It will stay with Quezon. They can review this under the last 2 minutes.
But that was a good look for Judel Fuentes. That ball swing over to that right wing 3. They got new 14 here. 14 ulit.
Tabi against Urtiza. Offensive foul against Sed Manzano. Door still open for Pasay. If they want to make a comeback here, they will use a timeout with 71 seconds left in the fourth. We'll be right back after this short break. Caloocan Matang Kangkalu waiting in the wings. Obviously, they're also interested in the result of this game dahil sila nga 5-1.
Yeah.
A Quezon victory will
Tie them.
tie them, yeah. 17-6-4 from Judel Fuentes. And the Quezon Huskers trying to redeem themselves from that tough loss against Caloocan just the other day.
And this is about closing the game stronger, because they really just came off that loss against Caloocan 13-0 yung naging panapos ng Caloocan to go ahead with that win.
Enriquez sumaksak, dumps it inside. Gortiza can't finish. Pass outside. Enriquez shot fake, pulling up from the baseline. Too short. Bola natapik. Kinyal got hit in the face. Pagaran picks up a foul. They are in penalty. 2 huge free throws for Nico Kinyal.
First trip to the line, gotta make a couple. If he makes both, this will just be a 2-possession game.
Big miss. Sabi mo nga, 2-possession game na lang sana.
Yeah.
Free throws have been a problem for Pasay all night long. 9 out of 19. Now 10 of 20, just 50%. Gotta give credit to Quezon though, clamping down on defense. Pagaran catches.
Oh,
Naagaw ni Kinyal. And it was off Cyrus Tabi. They will check it. Just 4 seconds chipped off the game clock. An ideal scenario para dito sa Pasay if they indeed get the ball back.
and defensively, the Voyagers are trying to speed the game up by being constantly hounding wherever, you know, there's one pass away. And lahat ng naging depensa doon, napakahirap i-inbound. And even once the ball got inside, they immediately got on Christian Pagaran. Couldn't find any open teammate to pass it on to.
Again, just to recap our viewers, Quezon was down by as many as 17 points back in the first half, but they stormed back and got the lead here. And now, they need to defend on this possession. Quick free from Gael Montaño, straight but long.
Shot looked good.
Quezon will milk some time. 40 seconds remaining. Tabi against Gurtiza. Manzano providing the pick. They skip it to Pagaran. Puts it on the deck. Pulling up. No good. Manansala with an offensive board. And that should be the game. 19 points and 7 rebounds from Jolo Manansala.
Huge rebound by Jolo Manansala right there.
Wow, foul against Enriquez. What? Why will they review it? As a buzzer,
Oh,
okay.
the buzzer, yeah.
Kung umabot.
Umabot sa 24. Right. See that here. So,
Kung may
Oh, yeah.
pito, hindi. Pasok sa ano yun.
pasok, yeah. Pasok pa.
Tingin ni Nash, bola eh. It is a foul.
Foul on number 13. See that Richards is first foul.
So you send a very good free throw shooter at the line, although Fuentes only 1 out of 4 today.
3 free throws for Dylan Fuentes.
3 shots. In Pasay, once Quezon picked up the intensity on the defensive end, nahirapan sila mag-execute, Coach Mike.
Yes. Well, only because the Huskers were able to come back, start in the second quarter after figuring out the switches, the hard shows, got that figured out, and then they clamped down inside the paint, not allowing any more paint touches or finishes for the Voyagers.
Just 2 out of 3. Enriquez gives it up to Gurtiza. The swing pass. Kinya leaning in for a free. Lead down to 6. But just 0.2 seconds left. This one pretty much a done deal. Tumawag ng timeout si Coach Eric Gonzalez. But this one pretty much in the bag for Quezon. Alright, Quezon Huskers using a timeout. 0.2 seconds left. Pwede naman tip in to.
Hindi na.
Pero hindi na
0.2.
bumantay. Hindi na bumantay itong
Yeah.
Pasay. That's gonna do it. That will not count. Review daw eh. Kung counted. Pero hindi. That clearly won't count. But in the end, sabi ni Coach Marlon, ayan, nireview naman nila. Usual protocol ng ating referees. You can't catch and shoot it with less than 0.3
0.3,
seconds.
yeah. You can't anymore.
But Quezon Huskers with the bounce back victory after that tough loss against Caloocan last Tuesday. And Jolo Manansala, he was all over the place in this ball game. And a huge part starting this game. And maganda yung kanyang panapos dito. 19 points and 7 rebounds for Jolo.
Yeah, it's the 8 of 13 that was actually impressive, apart from the rebounds and him running off breaks and successfully finishing. He's been so good in this game.
The Angeles City, Pampanga native helping the Quezon Huskers register this win over Pasay, 74-68. And, well, kasama na niya si Daphne Cristobal.
Thank you so much, Ken and Coach Mike. Jolo, congratulations. Ito yung first best player of the game mo dito sa MPBL preseason. Kamusta ka right after this game? Especially dun sa pinakita nyo in the second half.
Masaya kasi yun nga, we're still on the learning process. Yung team, yung chemistry namin is binubuo pa namin. And hopefully is mag-gel kami sa paparating na season. You know.
Jolo, this is a big bounce back victory on your end. At ang nakalaban mo pa, mga former teammates mo, paano kaya magiging sistema mamaya pag uwi nyo sa dorm?
Yun, siguro mag-aasaran kami. Panalo ako, syempre. Pero yun, malaking pasasalamat na rin na nakita-kita kami sa MPBL and ngayon din na nagkalaban kami, nila Nash, nila Munmun, nila Mark, nila Jello. And sobrang saya kasi pangarap naman namin to eh.
At andito na nga kayo, slowly living your dreams. Jolo, baka meron kang gustong pasalamatan?
Thank you kay Governor Helen Tan, Boss RD, Kong Mike, Doc Kim, Mayor Lim, hi to Malik, Kobe and Calix. And syempre nagpapasalamat kami kay Lord na sa panalong to. And gusto ko din batiin yung family ko dyan sa Pampanga, sila mama, sila papa, Manansala family, Dizon family, and sila Tito Nap sa Subic, La Chica family, and yun lang.
Once again, Jolo, congratulations. And to the rest of the Quezon Huskers, Ken and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Daphne. Job well done for Quezon. Beating Pasay in a tough matchup here. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang aksyon in Group B. And finally, Zamboanga Sikat challenging the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu here. And stay tuned for more dahil magbabalik pa ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.